We are concluding our look at preschool Transformers from over the years today here on Toycember with a classic Heroes team figure. So, Rescue Bots underwent a downsizing just as normal Transformers did, but in order to kind of fill things out after Rescue Bots Academy finished, we got a few waves of what they called the Classic Heroes team, which brought a lot of vintage retro characters into the little kids line, which gives you a little bit of collector interest on top of just the waning interest of kids to kind of bolster those last few waves of product. And one of those that was surprisingly rare is this Gator Megatron, homaging the very first Megatron toy from Beast Wars. Weird that this one would be like that, because even the new molds, like late series, have gotten plenty of other re-releases, and they're very easy to come across mostly. But this Gator Megatron ended up being pretty rare, and I'm going to thank one of my patrons, Arch Deluxe, who was kind enough to hook me up with one. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about it today. But yeah, it makes for a pretty nice homage to the Gator Megatron look. It is a very bright shade of green with these little hits of silver here and there to decorate it. Nice bold Decepticon symbol at the front. Obviously, that's not a Beast Wars Megatron thing, but, you know, they were all Autobots or Decepticons. You know, there's a straight-up Primal in this toy line, and it's still an Autobot because, you know, copyrights and all that. But no, it's not a bad little figure. It's got a lot of little... it's got a lot of nice groove lines. It's got the spines there on the back for the Gator. And then like a little gunmetal gray blaster just sticking out of his spine like that. Now for play value, you're not going to get a whole lot out of this. The mouth does open up just a little bit. Tail wags. Tail wag. But yeah, overall, build quality wise, you can see these have gotten very hollow. They're just one-trick figures, and now there's no real concern if they break or not. They're still decently solid and thick plastic, but, you know, it's definitely not up to the standards that these used to be. You know, it gets budgeted just like everything else in Transformers, so no surprise there. To transform, grab him by the legs, I'm going to flip the tail up, and I'm just going to push the whole thing in. And that gives you the Megatron's robot mode. And it's a goofy looking Megatron, but I kind of love it. I kind of do. The head sculpt is not anything like Beast Wars Megatron, really. It does invoke, just kind of a generic Megatron head. The intent is there. You can tell what they were going for. And I can tell that my colors are way too bright. Let me take the light down just so you can see it just a little bit better. Apologize for that. There we get the nice details. Now you can see all the tech and the grooves and everything through him. Get a little bit of black to make his fists stand out. There's no arm articulation, so that's all you can really do is just look at them. A little bit of purple showing through on the legs as well. So it's just a fun little goofball figure, and I think a lot of those late ones really are that. Like, they gotten the automorph down to the point where it's a lot more dynamic. That's the trade-off. Whereas Boulder, you just kind of pull the arms out to the side and there's your robot. But with this, like, if I grab the tail, like, look at how much is, like, unfolding and, like, double hinging in order to make this happen. And it works in both directions, like, really well. So it is a very interesting and kind of dynamic transformation, even though the toys have gotten noticeably cheaper. And honestly, I feel like that's how Transformers in general have gone, Since the engineering has gotten more advanced and more clever, it seems to have come from the lowering budget, really trying to push the inspiration. How to make these figures under these new constraints, necessity. Is the mother of invention, as they would say. So yeah, he comes across as a very fun little flippy figure. I'm probably going to look at a few more from this line later on in Toycember, but we are going to give it a break. I did just overload you with Transformers for the last few days, but that is your look at the history of our youngest Transformer toys that you have for the little kids in your life. Tomorrow, something completely random, I promise. We're going to go back to you don't know what's going to happen next here, but I'll see you then.
Analysis complete. Adapting translators to local language.
Are you out there?